I'm going to start off with social media is a thing that you either like or dislike. I don't know your own preferences of it, but one thing it does do is it gives people the opportunity to get their thoughts and opinions out there, whether they be good or bad. And obviously, with some of the fans putting their thoughts out there, they're saying this is a do or die game, basically. Go up there and win, and it puts obviously 8 points between United and Ross County. Go up there and lose, and it's down to two. What's your thoughts?
I don't think you could really argue. You couldn't argue with the points thing. We have to play a game of football before the result. I keep saying that. So I try and get the players to think in the right way. There's a technique to thinking about what is important without being too complicated. And that's on the performance of them as individuals in the team. Now, if they just concentrate on that, and then they be a good teammate and they work hard and all the rest of it, the result will take care of itself. So they just have to work hard and go and deliver on that and not be thinking too much about much or anything else. There's a lot of football to be played. Win tomorrow, there's still a lot of football to be played. So that's where I'm at. There's a lot of football to be played. But what I will say, Dave, is we have to really work hard, I think, or be fair and remember that this is a developing group. If we judge them fairly and at the right, I don't know, in golf, you would say the right handicap, then they're probably overachieving, but getting better, improving. So I want to win every game I want to take part in. I want to play brilliantly every game. So we're just working hard on that at the minute, concentrating on that and training the lads at a level of ask that they know if they hit the numbers or the ability levels, then they'll become good Premiership players. And that's what development is all about. And I can imagine I'm a fan of social media. I'm indifferent to be honest. There's good and bad. I'm not on it. As a manager, as you get older, you tend to understand what's good for you and what's not. I would never be distracted. I would never go on anything that would distract me from my job, because in my younger days it might get me frustrated and might lose my way. The one thing that I can guarantee every day at Dundee United is I won't lose my focus in what the job at Dundee United is. And I work hard enough at my craft and I speak to enough people and I'm experienced enough to know what that job is. And probably if I could sit down with anybody and tell them where it's all up to, even the most aggressive social media guy towards us, I guarantee you I could show them where it was all at and what we're trying to do and the path forward to what we're trying to achieve. No problem. No problem with that at all. But I've just got to keep my focus and try and get a group of players to be consistent Scottish Premiership players. And I will judge that on the games. And then I want to win every game. I've got to quickly, it's not going to be about me. I've got to look at it then and then go, this is where I think that we need to get better at. This is what we need to do more of or whatever. And that is it. That is the job and the role as the Dundee United manager. And like I say, been a manager for a long time. I know not where to go unless I want some juice to get me going. But if you know me, like you probably know me now, I'm not a guy that needs juice to get me going. I'm pretty juiced up, so I don't need to be over juiced. So no, I understand the job and I'll keep attacking it.
John Hughes, I don't know if you've had any experience of coming up against him in a football experience and management or anything at all, or what you know about him, but certainly seems to have had some sort of impact in there with Ross County taking 2 victories in their last 4 games, obviously. In there. It's not going to be easy tomorrow. You're right, they're going to have to be focused fully onto the task that they're going into when they get up there.
Yeah, and so Ross County. Trust me. So John Hughes, I don't know John Hughes. I haven't really because I spent most of my career in England, or all my career in England. I know John Hughes because I watch Scottish football, and I know how hard John Hughes works. But I don't know if John Hughes knows me, but I can tell you that I work hard as well. And my group of players will be as ready as I can possibly. I'll leave no stone unturned to make sure that my group will be ready. And we'll speak about it. Spoke about it today. And they know how I feel. They know the levels that they have to hit. And then at some point, the accountability will be theirs to go out there and deliver. And I back them to go and do that. And I will be right there wearing more white. And they know that they've got a guy who will be there with them as much as he can in the battle.
Just briefly looking back at the game from during the week there, if you just looked at the result, you would take it as a defeat and nothing else. But looking at some of the stats and things that came out of it, it was far more than that. And if you look at, the possession, etc., that United had and things from there, it really was just in that last third that they were letting down.
Yeah. I think, again, taking myself out of it like I have to do, emotion. And in isolation, you have to take emotion out of it and watch the game if I'm going to help my players to get better. That second half, some of the one-touch football that we've been working hard on doing. But the big thing is that when I stand at the side of a football pitch, I'm not content until I know what I believe that my players are trying to achieve with the ball. Because then they're still confused in what they're trying to what we're trying to achieve with the ball. So without being complicated, we have a place where we want to get the ball, and we'll pass it and try and work it to try and get it to there. And in that second half, that was the best, without a doubt, in my opinion, that we've been at the way that I eventually want to play. But there was still bits in it. We were a wee bit open in turnovers when we gave it away. So that's a wee bit of an organisation thing. We're talking about football, so I'm not bored. So I hope not getting too much away. I think that two of the full-backs emptied at the same time at times and left us once or twice a wee bit vulnerable because everybody wants to get on the ball and pass it. We got into the penalty box a number of times in good areas, and we have to be better with that final pass. Just take a breath and go and execute that pass or put it into a dangerous area and be more aggressive at getting on the end of it. But 69% possession, I think we had. We had a lot of possession. We tried to go forward with it when it was necessary. Well, I thought. But we're still having to, and I say that all the time, I'm not blind to it. We still have to try and win games. But in terms of the process and what I'm trying to do, I've seen good signs. Good signs. And I'm glad you've seen that, because sometimes it's nice to get a bit of a break, people saying that they're seeing signs. Now I've got to find consistency there. But just to let everybody know what we do in training now is we've been trying to do that in training for a while now and building on that in games, and I've been seeing signs of it, and a lot of it just happened to come out in that second half at the tempo that I want to play, the aggression I want to play, and then we have to get the defensive side for when we get the ball away right, and then the final pass. But we've been undone by a set play that's we allowed it to affect us probably too much, I think, in the first half. So that's something I've got to get better at. But it's difficult for me to come on and say I'm seeing signs of what I want to see, and we haven't won, But we'll keep working hard, and I won't lose my focus. And I'm sure if we keep doing the things that I want to do, we'll win games.
Last one from me. Is Logan Chalmers likely to feature this weekend?
Train today, full contact. Probably needs another week to hit the necessaries, that the medical people like them to hit all the asks. And then the fitness, you have to do various fitness tests to suggest that he's ready, that he's not going to come back in and get re-injured. So he's going to be all right. Conley, obviously, we've spoke about. And Yando, we will know this afternoon. Yando has an incredible... He's actually a bit of a phenomenon, Yando. He's got an incredible pain threshold. In fact, I don't think he's got one. So he kind of baffles the physios at times. So we'll see how he does today. But we're looking forward to the game.
That's good. Just very basically, how important are 3 points tomorrow?
Yeah, three points is massive. Every game we go into, it's massive. Especially when you're playing teams around you in the table. They're the games you really ought to be winning as well, so you can jump away from them. But it's every game we go into, we want to win, and I'm sure nothing's going to change tomorrow. We know the objectives, we know what we've got to do, and we just need to go out and do it.
It's been quite a while since obviously the team have recorded a victory from there. Do you feel if you get that out the road and you get 3 points on the board and a victory there, they'll just start to build up and roll on?
Yeah, well, hopefully that's sometimes what happens in football, isn't it? Get one win, and from there you build, confidence starts to grow, then you just go on a run. Could go the end of the season unbeaten. It's football, and that would be amazing if that happens. But the reality is, we need to take one game at a time. We need to try win tomorrow, then we'll move on to the week after. Keep doing the right things, build a platform for us to move on.
You were one of the people who were in the changing room at Wednesday there past, obviously. There seemed to be a different attitude when you came out in the second half. Was there a reason for that, or was it just a bit of motivational speech in the changing rooms at half-time?
Well, I feel that the first half we knew some of the goals we were conceding. It's happened for a couple of weeks now. We're very disappointed, and we know ourselves it's not good enough. Then going out second half, we knew we had to rectify it, 2-0 down, we were chasing the game. And I thought that second half we were brilliant. And it is really frustrating for obviously everyone watching, I could imagine, to play so good in the second half and not the first half. So that's what it is, just putting everything together, get a performance for a full 90 minutes, and we'd beat most teams, we know that. We're confident we can do that. So it's just getting everything together as one, and I'm sure we'll be fine.